A 100% disabled veteran with a spouse and child gets $4,318.98 monthly in 2026. That's $51,827.76 yearly, tax-free. Picture your family's face when that check stops coming, when the mortgage is due and the check isn't there. Here's the story the VA doesn't tell you. One emergency can wipe out years of savings. Your family could lose $480,000 if something happens to you. And here's the absurd part. The government that gives you disability compensation never once mentions protecting it. Let me tell you why protecting that income matters more than the amount itself. I'm Chris Duncan, certified Medicare insurance planner and retirement income certified professional. Most of you watching know me and my team for strategies to make sure veterans are paying the lowest Medicare Part B premiums for themselves and receiving extra benefits Medicare doesn't provide, using Medicare plans with premiums as low as $0 per month. And none of this is free, but you have earned it with your service and FICA taxes for Medicare. With nearly 20 years of Medicare and financial services experience, my team and I work exclusively with veterans. I understand what it feels like to worry about your family's financial future. My own dad is a Vietnam-era veteran, and I'm about to tell you the story the VA won't about protecting that disability income. Bottom line, your disability check isn't a financial plan. Your VA disability rating can change. The VA itself states on their website that they may increase or decrease your compensation based on new evidence or periodic examinations. Imagine this. You're at 100% today, you get a reevaluation, next month you're at 70%. Picture opening your bank account and seeing $2,564.25 less every single month. They don't say if, they say may. That means your $51,827 yearly amount isn't guaranteed forever. Think about your spouse, your kids. How does your family adjust when they lose $30,700 yearly? What gets cut first? The car payments, the mortgage, your daughter's college fund? Here's what's ridiculous. The same government that promises you disability benefits also reserves the right to reduce them without warning. And they never once suggest you a plan for that possibility. The VA focuses on health care and compensation decisions. They don't provide financial planning advice about protecting that income if your rating changes. But here's what the VA won't tell you. Let's talk about what your disability check actually buys you. The math in 2015, the 100% disability rate was $3,886 monthly. Today in 2026, it's $4,318. Your check went up 11% over 11 years, but inflation went up 35% in that same period. Picture yourself at the grocery store. That gallon of milk that cost $3 in 2015 now costs $4.50 or more. Your rent, your utilities, your groceries, everything costs more. Think about what that means for your family. Your kids still need food, your spouse still needs medication, but your disability check buys 24% less than it did in 2015. The number looks bigger on paper, but your purchasing power actually decreased. Here's the irony nobody talks about. The government pats itself on the back for giving you cost of living adjustments, while inflation eats your income alive. And they don't tell you that. Wait until you hear this next part. Your VA disability compensation stops when you die. Imagine this scenario. Something happens to you tomorrow. Your spouse wakes up the next morning, the kids need breakfast, the mortgage is due, and your $4,319 monthly disability check gone. So here's the math. If your death was service-connected, or if you were rated totally disabled, at the time of death, your family might qualify for dependency and indemnity compensation. The base DIC payment is $1,699 monthly for a surviving spouse in 2026. If you were 100% disabled for at least 8 years before death and your spouse was married to you for those same 8 years, they might get an additional $361 monthly. That's $2,060 total. Compare that to the $4,319 a 100% disabled veteran with dependents receives. Picture your spouse's face when she realizes she just lost $2,259 every month overnight. That's $27,108 yearly. Over 20 years, that's $542,160 your family won't see. Think about your children. Can they stay in their school? Does your daughter give up her dream of college? Does your son quit baseball because you can't afford the travel team anymore? And that's assuming your death qualifies for DIC. If your death wasn't service connected and you weren't rated totally disabled for the required period of time, your family might get nothing from the VA. Here's what's maddening. The same VA that sends you disability checks every month never once calls to discuss what happens to your family when you're gone. They process benefits for the living, but they don't help families plan for the dying. Here's what the VA will do. They'll process the DIC claim if your family qualifies. They'll send the monthly payment. Here's what they won't do. They won't call your spouse to explain life insurance options. They won't discuss how to replace your disability income. They won't help plan for how your family maintains their standard of living. That's not their job. Their job is benefits administration, not financial planning. We help veterans make sure they're not overpaying for their Medicare Part B premiums and are maxing out the benefits they earned through those FICA taxes and earned extra veteran benefits. We helped my dad with his and thousands of our clients. But comprehensive financial protection goes beyond Medicare. It means having strategies in place that protect your family's income if something happens to you, because the decisions you make now determine whether your family struggles later. Here's where it gets more important. Most disabled veterans live month to month. The disability check covers the bills. Maybe there's some savings. Everything's okay until something happens. Picture this. It's July and you live in Phoenix maybe. The temperature hits 118 degrees. Your HVAC dies. You call 3 companies. The quotes come back, $6,500, $7,200, $6,800. You don't have $6,500, so you pull $2,000 from savings, put $4,500 on the credit card, tell yourself you'll pay it off when your tax refund comes. Then September, your transmission goes, $4,200 to fix it. Now you're emptying what's left of your savings, maxing out another credit card. Think about how that feels, the anxiety when bills come, the arguments with your spouse about money, the shame of telling your kids no to things they used to get. 4 months later, savings gone, credit cards maxed, making minimum payments, paying 22% interest. The VA disability check is still coming, still the same amount, but now it's not enough to rebuild what you lost. Here's the absurdity. Nobody at the VA calls to help you create an emergency fund strategy. Nobody explains how to protect against these situations. You served your country. You earned these benefits, but the government that compensates you for your service-connected disability doesn't help you protect against life's emergencies. And it's not their job. Their job is disability compensation, not financial planning. But here's what veterans need to know. There are 3 ways veterans protect disability income that the VA never discusses. Bottom line, here's what you need. Strategy 1, rainy day fund. Not a savings account earning 0.5% interest. I'm talking about strategies that protect principal while providing access when you need it. Strategy 2, income replacement. Think about your family again. If your VA disability is supporting your family, you need something that replaces that income if you're gone. This isn't about buying coverage you don't need. It's about matching the actual income your family depends on. The math is simple. If your family needs $4,319 every month to survive, and your disability stops when you die, what replaces it? DIC only covers $2,060. Where does the other $2,259 come from every month? Without a plan, the answer is it doesn't. And your spouse figures it out the hard way. Strategy 3, guaranteed lifetime income that doesn't depend on your VA rating. You'll receive VA disability compensation for life as long as you maintain your rating. But as we discussed, ratings can be reduced based on new evidence or examinations. Imagine having income that can't be reduced, can't be taken away, doesn't depend on congressional funding decisions or budget cuts or reevaluations. Smart veterans create a second stream of truly guaranteed lifetime income. Income that's locked in. Income that can't be reduced regardless of what happens with your VA rating. regardless of congressional funding decisions, regardless of policy changes. This is what financial protection looks like, not depending on one income source that could change, building multiple streams that work together. That's not luck, that's planning. But here's the part that surprises veterans. Your VA disability doesn't count as income for Medicare purposes. That's good. But here's where it gets weird. It also doesn't count for certain financial planning tools that calculate what you need in retirement. Most financial advisors run calculations assuming you need 70 to 80% of your pre-retirement income. But if you're getting substantial VA disability, that's tax-free. Those calculations are completely wrong. Picture this scenario. You're 60 years old, you met with a financial advisor, they look at your W-2, see you made $60,000 last year, they tell you that you need $48,000 yearly in retirement, 80% of your income, but they never asked about your VA disability. You're getting $4,318 every month in disability. That's over $51,000 a year, tax-free. Here's the math they missed. To replace the $51,000 of tax-free income with taxable retirement income, you'd need about $72,000 from your retirement account. That changes everything about how much you need to save. But the VA won't sit down with you and run these numbers. And most financial advisors don't understand how VA disability integrates with retirement planning. Think about what this means for your future. Are you saving enough? Are you saving too much? Are you working longer than you need to, or retiring before you're actually ready? Without the right calculations, you're guessing. Here's what you need to understand. We work exclusively with veterans. We understand how VA disability, Social Security, Medicare, and retirement accounts all work together. Picture working with someone who actually understands your situation, who knows that VA disability doesn't reduce your Social Security, who understands TRICARE for Life coordination, who knows the ins and outs of Medicare options designed specifically for people with other coverage. We help veterans make sure they're not overpaying for their Medicare Part B premiums and are maxing out the benefits they earned through those FICA taxes and earned veteran benefits. We help my dad with this and thousands of our clients. But that's just one piece of the financial picture. Protecting your disability income means emergency funds that don't lose value, income replacement that covers your family, guaranteed lifetime income that doesn't depend on VA ratings or congressional decisions, and understanding how all your benefits coordinate together. That's what it feels like to have a comprehensive plan, not worrying about what happens if your ratings change, not panicking when emergencies happen, knowing your family is protected. Here's what you need to know. Look, your VA disability is income you've earned through service and sacrifice, but earning it isn't the same as protecting it. Think about your family one more time. Picture them financially secure because you made smart decisions today. The math is clear. One emergency can wipe out savings. Your family could lose $2,259 every month if something happens to you. Your rating could change and reduce your income by $30,000 yearly. Here's the truth. Nobody at the VA will tell you. They provide the compensation, but they don't provide the financial strategies to protect it, grow it, or replace it if something happens. That's where comprehensive financial planning comes in. Income replacement strategies, emergency fund protection, guaranteed lifetime income that doesn't depend on the VA. And yes, making sure you're maxing out the benefits you earned through those FICA taxes and your Medicare Part B premiums. The financial protection strategies I'm describing here require a real conversation about your specific situation. Bottom line, you can call us at 888-960-VETS to talk about protecting your disability income. That's 888-960-8387. Don't let your disability check be the only protection that you have. Build strategies around it. I'm Chris Duncan, and remember, we speak veteran.